And so John McEnroe leads behind, there have not been any serve breaks. He leads behind a 3-game-2 game lead in this first set, best of 3 sets, of course. Good day to you, everyone. Again, I'm Cliff Riser, along with Barry One, Fred Stolle, and Mary Carrillo. Nothing surprising yet in this match, Fred. A couple of close calls on Jake Berger's first serve game, but other than that, it's gone pretty much according to what we expected. No serve breaks.
No service breaks, and as you mentioned, Jake Berger down a couple of break points, and John McEnroe still trying to find his range on the return of serve and the approach shot. On all the occasions he's had a crack at that, it's just been a couple of feet too long, so no surprises there yet.
Well, live coverage, of course, from Indianapolis. Mary, about this little man, Jake Berger, you know, he just kind of crawled through this event, number 5 seed in the championship, a gutsy little player, and it looks like he's giving McEnroe everything that, at this point anyway, he can handle.
Don't you get the feeling that that John McEnroe is still trying to figure out just how to attack Jake Berger? This man has been playing so well all week long, continues to play the same way today. He had to save a couple of game points on his first serve, and he did it. So you could tell that he knew he had to come out and play the big points well and early, and he has done just that.
There's $51,000 at stake the other day. The winner of this will be the winner of the hardcore championship. Yeah, you saw that Jake Berger is the holder of the clay court championship, won earlier this year at Wild Wings. He's certainly trading 2-3%. As our things are at this point in the match, remember we're only 5 games into it.
Berger has not got a lot of first serve. His first serve percentage is down, and yet John McEnroe hasn't been able to convert anything off the second serve, and that was his strength against Aaron Crickstein early in the match yesterday.
Such a strong part of Berger's game, something that McEnroe might even be a little surprised at, that Berger just keeps getting the ball back into play on strong shots. This guy is a very gritty street fighter. He'll hang in there.
If you were with us yesterday, of course you did not have the result of the Jay Berger Stefan Edberg match, so able to surprise you and you can pick up the pace this morning. Jay Berger beat Edberg in 2 sets.
This is what has been an amazing part of Jake Berger's game, is the fact that he's not a serve and volley, and when he's gone in there, so far in this match, he's come up with a couple of tremendous overhits. Look at this, he whips this two-handed deep into the corner. McEnroe can't make the pass. It's a defensive lob, but look at that footwork, the scissor steps, he's a three-quarter court. He just didn't place that overhead. He hammered it for a win.
Plays the jam, the sellout.
One thing that has stopped John McEnroe so far has been the fact that Jake Berger's second serve kicks up pretty high, and so McEnroe needs to move in a little bit closer if he's going to meet that shot early to make that chip and charge, or even on the approach shot.
2 game point. Jay Berger, NASCAR racing to the home of the Indianapolis 500 today. This is the final of the U.S. hardcore championships from Indianapolis. Game point.
Jay Berger has that knee brace on that he had the knee operated on. It's a preventative measure at the moment. There it is there, and he carries a bunch of those. Dr. Dan Cannell, Fort Lauderdale, the man that looks after the Yankees. He's the knee specialist. It's just preventative measure now. He's just part of his equipment, as they say.
Game point for Jake Berger, the man with a strange-looking serve that looks pretty effective at times, doesn't it? He really generates some power on that thing. It's helped him out today so far. As I said, he was in trouble the first time he served, but he's managed to be much better for him. Jake Berger over Stefan Edberg yesterday, as I said. You see, he also beat Mayotte in the first round. Edberg over Matiszewski of New York. And you see Aaron Crickstein through yesterday. I got a chance to see him play against McEnroe. McEnroe beat Crickstein in the semifinal. Berger over Mayotte, the third round match. What you just saw was the last 8.
John McEnroe not having as easy a time as a lot of people thought, Mary, on the serve. This young fella's mixing up the return of serve. If he gets a crack at it, he really pumps it.
He's a very aggressive returner of serve, and again, it's important to know that Berger likes pace. That's why he has wins over guys like Boris Becker.
He stomped him back. 1-1. He beat him in Indian Wells. And we covered that event when I got there. I said, what happened? They said, he just beat him again. It's not like Becker was out of shape or anything like that. And in that tournament, by the way, he also beat Brad Gilbert, who played so early for him in Volvo last week. Yannick Noah finally beat him, but he also beat Gomez and Pew there.
And Brad Gilbert's in the final again this week in Livingston against Jason Stoltenberg of Australia. So he's just remarkable. He keeps going. He's played more tennis than anybody on the tour, and he's got a more advantage miles than anybody around the place as well.
When he's on a row, he's tough and tough to beat. There are a lot of players that Berger has beaten this year. As you said in the board successfully, there are a few names that are not on that list. The guys like Jim Courier, for example, that he beat in Charleston. Fabio Frano also that he beat in Charleston. But as you can see, those are all guys that he beat this year.
And again, a bunch of certain volleyers in there, like Mayotte and Edberg and Becker. And he knows how to beat this kind of player, John McEnroe.
He beat Jimmy Connors, the French player. He beat Matt Wieland at Rome. So it's not like these are exhibition matches or rinky-dink tournaments. They were the real thing.
Pretty impressive lift.
Yeah.
And this week will put him into the top 20. He was ranked 22 coming in here, so he'll go to the top 20 for the first time in his career.
That return serve was struck as hard as it could possibly be. And just a huge, big swing from Berger. And he's very good off the high ball, Berger. He's got the right kind of grip for it. He gets hurt on the short ball. As a matter of fact, he has trouble volleying deeply because of those grips. But give him something high, which McEnroe really doesn't do an awful lot of except off a kicking serve. And Berger's right there. That one was too well placed in the corner.
We had a good time for 2:15:30. Just for the all now. 2 games for Eddie. About a guy like Jay Berger is every time I've seen him play, he's played so well. I can't imagine that sometimes he doesn't play so well, but it hasn't been that good a hardcore season for him.
In fact, Berger said coming into this tournament, he said, I was about as low as you can get. I was thinking about changing coaches, girlfriends, underwear, whatever it would take to do better.
He lost in the round of 16 at Washington. Jim Greer beat him there in Stratton Mountain. He beat Taranga and then lost to Schneider in the round of 32. But he's given McEnroe a hard time. 4-3, McEnroe first set. The GTE U.S. hardcore champion.
Career, McEnroe, the veteran, going for his 75th tour victory. Wendland Connors a few more than that.
These guys put this tournament together here in Indianapolis are they really something? This whole city, tremendous civic pride, more than any other place up there. They spoil the players here, and they know it. But they do it for a good reason, because they want them to come back. They've done a very good job at it too. Most of the players, when they lose in something like this, head on out to the next place. Well, here they've all stuck around, because there's all kinds of things Berger serve. 50 love. That's wrong. 30 love.
Well, my son Sam tried to qualify here, got through one round and then lost, and came up to us in Montreal today. I'm going back there next year, and that's what they're trying to do here. They're trying to make things just as good for the qualifiers so that they want to come back in future years as do the top players. During the Edberg match yesterday, McEnroe's right patella tendon is suffering, having a little pain. Both players are using the spray to relieve the slight soreness and pain, so nothing too much wrong with either one.
Thank you, Fred. You're going out there on the medical round.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see Bill Norris just to find out what's going on with these things.
Well done. 30 50. Yeah, they've a couple of times been whistles from the crowd on calls. Both of them against Berger. You got to watch these two carefully. There's a big contrast in the way that they hit the ball. Berger on the forehand side hits with that big topspin flick, most often with the backhand side as well. On the other hand, McEnroe can't handle grip on the forehand side and hits the ball. It's very flat with the backhand side. Hits a lot of slides too. So there's less margin for error, but nevertheless he hits a much harder, more authoritative ball in a lot of ways. What's the difference in the way you see Berger's ball will go a lot higher over the net than McEnroe's. Bigger margin for error. Game point, Berger. Americans in the final again. Yeah, and last week the all quarterfinals were all from the USA. But Stefan Edberg showed up here, and that changed that because he got the semi-final here. But Mayotte beat Gilbert in Washington, Gilbert over Pugh in Scranton, and now we've got Berger and McEnroe. So Jay Berger holds on. It is 4 games all. Well, McEnroe is a legend in his own town to a lot of players, and we asked Berger about playing against this man.
Well, I've never played John, and he's the guy that I respect so much, and of course he's got so much talent out there. So I'm looking forward to playing him. It's fun just seeing him around. So I'm really excited about getting an opportunity to play him.
You know, there are a lot of people say that way about McEnroe. He's cool players. They respect the guy, and they are in awe of magical talent. Shots like that.
Berger is staying right with the mission. Jay also set up this final. He said, if I play at my best and McEnroe plays at his best, he'll beat me. So he's got to hope that John is slightly off this. Like I said, they're both putting together a pretty good looking match so far.
15 left, 4 games off first set.
Berger used to just come into the net on big points, but he's trying to serve and volley more and more. This is the best tennis he's ever played. He's doing an awful lot of it. Of course, he still doesn't come in as much as McEnroe. But when he does, he's very effective. He should continue.
of exciting, too, when you add a new dimension to your game like he's been doing.
Well, this is something that completely surprised on me because he slices this one back thinking that Berger's going to stay at the back of the court, and he has snuck in there and got right on top of that two-handed volley and hit it for the winner.
McEnroe said, too, I thought this was interesting. He said that the better he gets, the less subdued he is. And you've seen some outbursts from him, nothing that was really disastrous, but a little more than a subdued McEnroe in the last year or 18 months.
That's it, yeah. He's basically saying that the better he plays McEnroe, that the less he can take any of his own lousy play.
Right, the more he expected it.
Right.
Game point for the 2 seed, top seed left, the 2 McEnroe.
You're not going to find a better struck ball than this. Fine serve from McEnroe. His favourite serve out wide to the forehand and straight down the line on that. Look at Jay Berger with that big western grip. He flattens it out there and just firm wrist. Good follow through. Snaps that one down the line.
McEnroe with that big serve holds on. It is 5 games to 4 on serve the first set. We're going to leave you and let you take a look at Indiana's pyramids, which, despite their kind of futuristic look, are actually office buildings and a part of the distinctive skyline here.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is your ticket to football's hottest head-to-head rivalry. There's one great hit after another in a scheduled dash with key interdivisional rivals. This season reaches its last finale with the fans, sports, and stars gather for the Pro Bowl. The all-pro team of Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann bring you the head-to-head excitement of Sunday Night NFL, live on ESPN.
Your car stereo dealer thinks this is a whooper. Get some sound thinking from your Pioneer Premier installation specialist.
American Car Stereo is having a tent sale. $40,000 worth of scratch and dent merchandise marked down 50% below cost. August 11th, 12th, and 13th at their Long Beach location.
Because when it comes to buying a car stereo, it's dog eat dog out there.
American Car Stereo is Bellflower on Bellflower Boulevard and in Long Beach on Cherry Avenue.
You know, the Canadian National Championship is going to take place next week. It's a great event up there. We were up there last week, Fred and I, doing a little bit of what we call corporate schmoozing up there. It was a lot of fun, or at least that's what Mary called it. Montreal, Canada, by 2 o'clock Eastern Time Thursday. And then we're going to be with you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through the final. It's a great event. Remember that.
I was up there working. I wasn't.
You got in some cruising.
That's how most people call it, Fred. Berger serving 4-5. He trails this.
Very nicely done, and a good way to attack Jay Berger. McEnroe centered the ball, kept it in the middle of the court, but Berger stroked it on the angle. Berger is especially tough running off his forehand side, so John volleyed it over to the backhand side, and it worked very, very well. Because of that two-handed backhand of Berger's, he's just not that as good on the run off the backhand side.
11-15, 4-5. Crucial point.
This is the first time in this set that Jay Berger has lost the first point on his service game. So this enables McEnroe to be a little aggressive if Berger misses the first serve. There it is. You can look for McEnroe. He gets stuck into it here. That first point of the service game is a very important one.
His first serve game, he won that first game. He was down 15-40, wasn't he, for his second game?
And Berger has been so stingy on serve all week long. Only been broken 4 times.
Up 30. Oh, and he likes to come in to the net was in trouble. He says he did it again there, and he had the volley. He really shouldn't have missed that.
That's the difference between somebody that's used to coming in and somebody that is actually forced to come in under these circumstances, as Jay Berger has been trying to do all week.
Reset points for the number 2 seed. This is not a good week for John McEnroe, by the way. Number 6 player in the world, making his way up slowly but surely. He'd like that one again. That point.
Unbelievable angle he tried to pick up on this overhead, because he could have pretty much put it anywhere under these conditions and this court surface. And he goes for the angle, a very acute angle on that one, and went wide with it.
Got it. Oh, what a return of serve. Jay Berger let it drop. He shouldn't have. He paid the price. John McEnroe wins the first set. This is U.S. Hardcourt Championships live from Indianapolis, Indiana. This Friday, along with the 5-1 Fred Solly and the lively one, Mary Carrillo. First set to John McEnroe here, $51,000 in stake. 6 games to 4 for John McEnroe. Best of 3 sets. First set to 43 minutes.
Lightning strikes quickly there too, because as soon as McEnroe won that first point, he got aggressive, and Berger realized he had to go into the net, missed a couple, and then let one bounce. And that spelled disaster.
First point, second set.
These championships are important to John McEnroe. You know, we so often hear from Yvonne Lendl that what means the most to him is the Grand Slam events, and he uses the other tournaments as warm-ups. John McEnroe doesn't think of tennis that way.
Good.
Another ace.
Good thing, love. I wish you wouldn't. I know Lendl says that. Hey, I wish you would.
Yeah, 4th ace for McEnroe. You know what he says? I really like hearing McEnroe says, my idea of being number 1. And he wasn't, I don't think he was particularly slamming them. He said, my idea of being number 1 is going week to week, playing the tournaments, trying to win the titles, and trying to prove that you deserve to be at the top. 74 titles in his career, and he's halfway to his 75th. It's a nice way to think about things, and it adds import and weight to every stop on the tour, which is a nice thing.
I just think it's nice to go with the attitude of doing the very best in play. This is game point for McEnroe. And he wins it, so he has 1 set and 1 game to love on serve here in the second set. U.S. Hardcourt from Indianapolis.
For 1989, it made the Range Rover faster to respond better on the highway. To get you to the bank more quickly. A few Jaguars who lose their money. Or simply to get you up to your country home faster. It is from Kodak. It is for the advanced photographer. It delivers the highest resolution, microfine grain, superior image structure. It is called Ektar. Sounds like the most impressive color print film ever made. It is new Ektar film by Kodak. The genius is in the details.
You know, John McEnroe is 47 years old. He's a very thoughtful guy, and he's never afraid to tell you what he thinks. But Mary asked him about his short-term goals.
You know, try to see if I can win the Open. If I don't do that, I'll try to see if I can win the Masters. If I don't do that, see if I can win the Australian and go on from there and take it one at a time. I think sooner or later something positive will happen. In the meantime, try to win the tune-up tournaments such as these, because anytime you win a tournament, it's a great confidence builder.
He is receiving serve from Berger. They've never played each other before, these two. Berger's 22 years old. Had a very good run this year. Never been ranked higher than where he is now, which is 22, but after this week he'll be at least in the high teens.
He's never been higher, and again, he's never played better. And, you know, anybody who's watching Berger is looking at the new improved Jay Berger. I mean, he's playing much differently from when we saw him win the U.S. clay courts in Charleston a couple of months ago. A much bigger game. He's much more aggressive.
Time flies. Maybe it's a little more than a couple of months now. In May, just before the Italian championships and then the French championships, and the French he had a very good win over Connors, among others.
Berger credits his improved serve, and it's like an ace to watch Stefan Edberg. He said, I looked and saw how well Edberg arched his back, how much that helped the serve, so I've been trying to do that myself. And that's just this week he's decided to do that. He's improving his game hourly.
You don't see much, doesn't he?
No, you don't. No, he doesn't get too much of an arcing back. He reckons he can improve his game 25 to 30% there. That's good, but he wants to get out there and work on his strokes, work on his game.
So he holds on, Berger. One game all in the second set. I mean, to some extent, he's a little bit like Brett Gilbertson, who's an ugly player. Or is it?
That's the first set stats. See on the first serve, the farmer John McEnroe's up there pretty good. 69%, that's good for serve and volley. Even throughout the unforced errors, rather even winners. And of course just that one service break that came very suddenly at 5-4 to Jay Berger.
69% for McEnroe is unusually high.
A lot higher than it has been in the tournament, isn't it?
Oh, much. I mean,
But it's a key.
and he's been breaking even much of the tournament.
If he can stay up here, backed up by the volleys that he has, he's a dangerous man. 15 love.
His average for the week has been 48%.
And to show you how important it is, he's only at 50-50 when he misses the first serve. So he doesn't get his first serve in. For the earlier rounds of this tournament, he went 50-50 on the second serve. And of course, that percentage will go down when he gets up against Lindros and Edwards and the like.
I think one of the things that Jay Berger has been effective in doing over the last 6 months is shortening the backswing when he plays against these guys with the big serves, and shortening the backswing on the forehand return. He just uses his opponent's pace on that return.
15 all.
Again, on the run, that Berger forehand is a very, very dangerous thing to hit into.
Very rarely see him play that type of a shot. That was a forehand approach shot way below the net with excessive topspin. He just pinpointed down the line, and McEnroe, even at full stretch, couldn't do anything with it.
Berger hasn't seen too many openings on McEnroe's serve, but he has one here. 15-30 wins this point, he gets 2 break points.
and butter play for McEnroe, and he knows it. You know, you pull the guy wide, and then you volley cross court into the open. And he missed that one, and that's a big point here. Here's some daylight for Jay Berger, 2-break point. That could be an expensive one for McEnroe. That could make this set very, very complicated.
The number 7 if he loses this one. It's a tough match. Not bad. Some good stuff from Jay Berger to break McEnroe. He has a 2-game-to-1 lead behind the third break.
In a world where it's difficult to distinguish one luxury car from another, one of them manages to set itself apart. The Range Rover. You'll undoubtedly be seeing these exceptional vehicles on the road. Or maybe not.
Tennis is a great game. All it takes is a little coordination. Footwork is important too. Plus, with tennis, the whole family can enjoy it together. Tennis is a game for everyone, even us.
The GTE U.S. hardcourts continue here. A big break that last game for Jay Berger. It was McEnroe who was broken, and McEnroe knows that was a very big game. Just 2 points early, you could see how angry McEnroe was with himself. He missed 2 volleys that were very makeable, and it could cost him.
That little ball boy jumped about 4 feet backwards when he struck that back into and left it.
Got his attention, didn't serving. He had 2-1 in the second set.
It's important for John to be more aggressive, especially on Berger's return to serve. He doesn't want to get into a rally with Jay.
That's why now you've seen a couple of overheads from him that he just shouldn't have missed.
And he very rarely does he miss those. They're basically gimmies for him, and that one got too low. The topspin may have helped it, but that's down, just not a full extension of the arm when he hit that. He's got to be disappointed with that effort.
In the last couple of points, John just has to take this off and continue to be as aggressive as he was on that last point. Because again, he's got to press Jay more.
Big break there for Jay Berger, 15 love, 2-1 lead. Second set. McEnroe, as I said, only lost the top 3 players in the world. He's beaten some good ones too, and you look through his record for the year. For example, Carl-Uwe Stieb might not have been that big a win at the time, but has become one since then, knowing what Stieb has done this year. He beat Lendl at the Dallas Finals, and Mats Wilander at Wimbledon. 30 love.
Wow.
Unbelievable effort from Jay Berger there. John McEnroe in this second set started off winning his serve for love, and Berger just put together a great bunch of points and just throws himself. The whole body weight is thrown into that forehand.
He loves those high balls, Berger. He normally didn't get too many from McEnroe, but that serve was so good that it set up for Berger to return.
11 of the last 13 points for Berger.
And another one. So he holds on 3 games to 1 in the second. He lost the first set behind one very tight set and one break at 4-5. Lost the set to 4. Berger beat Stefan Edberg yesterday in straight sets. Surprised him. Edberg was supposed to have a little bit of trouble at the jet ski of New York. should have been in the quarterfinal. After the match judgment, lost at 7-5 in the third.
McEnroe checking the mark there. Frustration starting to set in with John McEnroe because that ball was well deep.
Update on some other results here this week. David Wheaton, who you saw so much of and enjoyed last week from Stratton, he played well. He eventually lost to Mayotte, but he beat Glenn Lander, who was seeded in the tournament. And Pete Sampras got through to the quarterfinals before Crickstein beat him.
You're going to hear a lot more from David Wheaton, I think, over the next 12 months. I cannot believe the angle that was shot off that return of serve. I don't think it was hit cleanly, but a fine serve. You couldn't get a better serve than this. And look at the angle. He just gets over the net, and this landed 6 feet. Look at that. Snatched that thing cross court.
He didn't hit it cleanly. You're right, but this street, as any good street fighter will do, he knows all the angles. He uses them.
He's making a few more errors on the volley too, isn't he? And I think he's concerned about getting the ball away from Jay Berger because, as you said as well, man, the guy, the street fighter that he is, once he gets kind of rhythm to it, it's bad news for McEnroe. Because this guy, as you see, has won 14 of the last 17 points. He's beginning to get a grip on this match, and McEnroe is in trouble. 1-3, 15-30, second step, not winning first.
Well, he's got a grip on the match because he's got a grip on this set. He lost the first set, but he's certainly back in running for this second set.
A Berger on a roll.
Getting a grip on the match, and I really think he is, although it's 30-all now, even in this game. Kind of player that you can out-hit him. McEnroe did in the first set, but you've got to stay doing that, otherwise you come back with him. There's a fragile element about McEnroe's game when he's not at his peak, and you see the errors start to creep in to some extent. The guy is so human, so brilliant at the same time.
I've still got it in my head that, you know, McEnroe, it's the first time he's ever played Berger. He's still, I think, trying to work out the best place to hit the ball point for point.
It's break point. He'll get there, but not in enough time to do anything with it. And it would have represented 2 breaks of serve here in the second set. That would have probably done it.
Tremendous effort here from both players because the net cord, McEnroe had to be very quick to get up there and make the decision to go back cross court. And Jay Berger, as quick as he was, just not able to make it. McEnroe, with that racket preparation, very early when he sees that ball hit the tape. And he's ready to make that recovery as well.
Deuce. 51,000 to the winner here, 25.5. Yes, we're getting to the final. Prize money will go up next year. This is part of the Super Series on the ATP Tour. John McEnroe holds on, although he was in a lot of trouble. 3 games to 2 with the break in the second. Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows tennis?
No.
Bo, you don't know diddly.
Welcome back to the GTE U.S. hardcourt service comparison here. John McEnroe, we've seen this on numerous occasions, the way he starts off, good motion, slow and deliberate, back to the net, then he gets that shoulder rotation, throws the whole body weight into it. Jay Berger, have a look at this start. Right up there with the back scratching position. He gets good shoulder rotation, but he doesn't serve and volley, so he jumps up in the air a little bit more. Look at the position where Berger is when he finishes the swing, as opposed to John McEnroe. Now, the reason Jay Berger has that short motion because as a kid he hurt his shoulder in the National Boys 18s and started to serve from the back scratching position. He had to eliminate the rhythm of the full swing and to ease the pain, and it sort of worked out for him and he stuck with it.
He's a resourceful guy when you think about all the changes he's done anytime he's needed to. Thinks on his feet.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He really is. As you say, man, he's thoughtful. Add to that, the guy's a super athlete. 15 love. And he has a 3-game-to-2 lead with a break in the second set. He lost the first.
He's doing the right thing, McEnroe, by being that aggressive, especially off the second serve. The shorter the point,
Well, that's
the more
really
chance John's got to win these. You know, the longer the point, that's when he allows his opponents to get some kind of a rhythm, and Berger's so tough once the point gets going.
that's really the way he played his best tennis. McEnroe throughout his career has been jumping on second serves, whether it was against Ball or whether it was against Mendel or Connors, was trying to be aggressive. And again, this time it was way inside the baseline, a good 5 or 6 feet when he made contact with that. You've got to give Berger his due because the second serves were pretty good. The net points you can see in set 1, 3 out of 10, not anywhere near as good as he was in the first set.
It means that Berger's hitting the passing shot pretty darn well as well. Second. Yeah, that's good stuff, isn't it? When you talk about him having to do that, of course, that to me, that's true of anybody that he plays. He's got to get the points over quickly, just like he's been doing. Yeah.
You consider the good net position from McEnroe there, but the hustle, tenacity from Berger, that might get back to the last one, though.
They're the all big points.
This point, I think, will determine whether this is a 2-set match or a 3-set match. Berger up a break. And again, John knows how important that point was, that moment is in the match.
Berger said when he plays against a certain body like McEnroe, he likes to do some of that himself. Natural, of course, if you don't against a guy like McEnroe, then he's going to dominate the net and you're playing defensive tennis all the time and you never get out your offense. It's easy to win from that position. But game point here for Berger. And of course, from McEnroe's standpoint, on the other hand, it's easy to say he's got to attack all the time, but it does draw errors from him like that one, and Berger maintained his break and his lead in the second set 4 games.
with McEnroe, though, the majority of his unforced errors come on his second serve. So if he can eliminate that, he'd eliminate an awful lot of missed shots. This is where McEnroe falls into trouble. This is where Berger's so strong. Number 6. Berger, off his return, is forcing McEnroe to come up with very strong first volleys. McEnroe able to do it there. Fine control off that forehand volley, but he's got to be playing that well against Berger's return today.
Okay, point. That'll do it, but McEnroe still trails 4-3. Behind his third break in the second set. This is the Hoosier Dome here in Indianapolis. It's the home of the Crows. They beat the Saints in New Orleans last night. Very happy with that.
I'm John Souza of Vertical Blind and Drapery Company. I invite you to come and see our large selection of custom-made vertical blinds, draperies, and all types of window covers. We're factory direct and have the lowest prices in town. Call us for a free in-home estimate by one of our window covering experts. We have over 25 years experience in the business. That's Vertical Blind and Drapery Company at 1090 East Wardlow Road in Long Beach. Call us at 423-0357. We save you money because we're the factory.
It's been a good hardcore season for Brett Gilbert, hasn't it? Look at how he's doing as we speak. He won the first set. He's down to Australia's Stoltenberg in the second set. He was a finalist in Washington, won the Volvo. Here's how things look in the hardcore season. You are, of course, watching along with us next week. The Canadian Open will be played alongside the ATP Championships in Cincinnati. Then on ESPN the following week on Thursday through Sunday, you can watch us in the Hamlin Cup and then the great U.S. Open. Let's go McEnroe. He needs to make a move here. He's trailing 4-3 in the second set. So he won the first.
It's of interest to Australians, Jason Stoltenberg against Brett Gilbert, because Stoltenberg was a young fellow that beat Michael Chang in the first round of that tournament. Continued the success on. Looks as though Brett Gilbert got him under control in the final. Third ace for Jay Berger.
Low.
And as usual, he likes that one down the middle. He likes his aces right down that tee.
has a lot of fans here, Jay Berger, because of the tenacity that he's shown throughout the week. McEnroe there, a little bit, he hesitates a little before he comes in on that one, so you can see where he is. But Berger just hustles over there in a brilliant cross-court two-hander for the winner. Caught McEnroe around that service line area. He needs to be in another couple of feet from there. McEnroe here alone. Tatum is not with him. His wife and kids not with him this week.
Game point for Berger, 3 of them. Wins this, he'll be 1 game away from the second set. If he loses the set, be the second set. McEnroe's dropped in the tournament.
Berger hadn't lost a set until today when he lost the first set against McEnroe.
That's only the 5th point on serve that Berger has lost in this set.
2 of them in this game now. He still has game point to go 5-3.
McEnroe just checking his racket. He put it on the ground to see whether it had been warped, or he can see there whether he may have cracked it.
It took him 3 points to put McEnroe away in that game, but he finally did, and now McEnroe going to the sideline looking like he's not happy with the instrument that he's got in his hand. He might change that. You know, the other touring pros a couple of seasons ago were talking about McEnroe beginning to say that he was losing it to some extent, but that's all stuff this season, isn't it?
He got a good year, no question about it.
And the way that other players perceive you is as important as how well you're playing sometimes. 3-5.
He could have gotten that too. That wasn't even a stretch for Jay Berger. He was there plenty of time. Doesn't he remind you of Brad Gilbert?
Yeah.
So much better than he looks.
Well, they both say that when they win ugly, don't they?
Yeah.
Second time McEnroe's tried that today, and the first time was not successful. This time the execution is much better. It's nearly a perfect drop shot. Look at this. Berger gets there. That's the racket there, but the open court, McEnroe just takes his time, good firm wrist, just pokes it into the open court. Doesn't try to do anything too flash with it.
Yeah, it was good.
I saw it good. I don't think it was that bad. I didn't see it.
Richard Kaufman.
You're joking, right? The ball was 6 inches outside the line.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
You're sure that it was on the line, though, right?
Pretty sure. And he saw it good. I thought it was good. He saw it good. So I'm going with it.
6 inches down now, it's good.
Not the way it's not.
6 inches out is now good, so McEnroe says. He lets it go, and it's nearly impossible for us to pick from our vantage point, but
McEnroe having a go at Richard Kaufman, as you heard, and then I didn't hear, but he must have said something to the linesman as well.
That's the lines person that made the call. Signal good, and Richard Kaufman stuck with his decision, so McEnroe at 40-15.
That'll do it. When we come back, Jay Berger of the USA will serve at 5-4 to try to win the second set.
So you didn't see it, man.
Cash or charge?
We interrupt this purchase for a reminder.
I've got to have it.
There's still one more place to comparison shop.
I don't know where to start.
Here, by choosing the card that actually pays you cash. Cash back for every charge. The Discover card.
That's the one.
It's perfect.
It pays to discover the card that pays you back.
The Bills hope it's payback time. The Bengals await this AFC Championship rematch. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann bring you the head-to-head action of Sunday Night NFL, live on ESPN. It's a rumble in the alley with leading money winner Mike Albee, defending champions Carmen Salvino and Randy Pedersen, and the whole senior touring pro doubles gang. Wednesday night, live on ESPN.
You are watching the U.S. Hardcourt Championship, sponsored by GTE. John McEnroe won the first set 6 games to 4. He's trailing 5-4. Berger serving for the second set now. Flip side with Fred Scully and Mary Carrillo. $51,000 at stake, and the title of Hardcourt Champion of the United States for this year is at stake.
First couple of points, all important in this service game for Berger. McEnroe had an altercation with the lines person there, and you might remember back to yesterday's match with Aaron Crickstein midway through the second set to try and get himself motivated. To get into those friendly discussions, as you might call them.
Tremendous serve. McEnroe said yesterday about going after the umpires. He says, I like keeping them on their toes. They appreciate it. That got a big laugh from the press. He said it with a smile.
2 points from the set, 30 love. Racket control from McEnroe. This is just about a winning pass and a fabulous stretch from Jay Berger. Look at the control ahead of the racket here. He doesn't try and give it that big topspin round arm volley. He just cups the racket, good control, gets it in the court. Where experience can show through. Berger just rushing things a little on that two-hander. Realizes the importance of the moment.
30-all, 5-4 serving for the set, trailing 1 set to love.
broken string. Oh, that's bad luck for McEnroe. And Berger knows that Berger's shaking his head in relief.
Yeah,
it's a Prince
McEnroe.
Pro aluminum. It's a discontinued racket that Berger uses. He busted that string. There was no way he was going to have any kind of control with that oversized racket on the next ball. He would have had to try to slice it.
Yeah, McEnroe knows it too, Mary. He's walking around shaking his head. His racket is on the ground, and he just can't believe he didn't, as you said, at least make it play. It's amazing how that happens sometimes. You just lose concentration for a moment thinking you've got it won, but what a point to do that. Set point now for Berger. That's great tennis.
That is great tennis, and you can have a look at Jay Berger when that shot finishes. He has a little quick look at McEnroe out of the corner of his eye. He comes in, he's thumped this volley. Against most players, this would be a winner. McEnroe nearly turns a great pass. There he stretches, but watch this. McEnroe waits till he commits himself, goes down the line. Now watch Berger. Berger will come back. Look at that little look back against McEnroe. He says, how did you do that?
Deuce.
Makes Jay Berger think on this second serve, believe me.
He loves that one. That's that cross-court backhand pass of Berger's that's so tough. He lined it up, boy, you knew where it was going, didn't you? As soon as he lined this up, the volley popped up, gave Berger time to hit his favorite shot, and that's just what he did. Another set point.
His second. So we're going to a third set here at Indianapolis U.S. Hardcore Championships. John McEnroe losing the second set there to Jay Berger. One breaker serve in the first set. In the latter stages of the set, then an early break for Jay Berger. He held on, and we will play for $51,000 here at the final set of this championship. McEnroe will start out.
The crowd certainly getting what they came for, and that's a good afternoon of entertaining tennis.
Oh, good stretch on the volley.
At this point in the match, McEnroe knows that he has to play this well to beat Berger on this day. He's got to make these volleys. It can't just be a sometime thing with McEnroe. He's got to realize that the quality of tennis that has been established is not a fluke. This is the way Jay Berger can play tennis.
I think you're right, Mary. I think he realizes, as does Berger, that this match will be won and not lost. And they're both playing that well that the winner of this thing is going to have to come up with some superlative stuff and soon. First game, third set, game point.
Just his first of the day.
Berger's going to just start to think that he's a serving volley. Look at this. Look at the execution on this backhand. He goes for it, doesn't quite get the angle, but then the stretch here and good firm wrist hooks that one right off the top of the frame. That's great volleying, good net coverage.
Yeah, that makes this an important point here. McEnroe's had 2 game points already. He's to add another one, but he needs to put him away here.
And he does. McEnroe. 1 game to love in the 3rd set, and also the final championship set of this match.
Most car accidents happen in a showroom. People buy the wrong car. They want a car as quick as a Saab, as roomy as a Saab, as safe as a Saab, as reasonably priced as a Saab. But they don't test drive a Saab. Don't buy the wrong car. Visit your Saab dealer for a test drive. It's fun, it's free, and there's no risk involved. Right now, you can lease a fully equipped Saab 900 for only $235 a month.
Welcome back to GTE U.S. hard courts here in Indianapolis Tennis Center, and the magic of John McEnroe here, serving and volleying expertise. That last backhand volley that he made off the shoelaces to win that last service game is as good a backhand volley as you have to see, or you will see, in our sport.
So McEnroe has 1 game to love in the 3rd set. 1 set all on serve now.
McEnroe had broken serve 20 of 36 return games coming into this match. Today, he's had 1 break in 10 return games. And more to the point, Jay Berger in that 2nd set dropped only 8 points.
Jay Berger served particularly well today, and he has done throughout the tournament. Coming into here, we said he'd only lost 4 service games in the entire week. And he's knocked off players like Tim Mayotte and Stefan Edberg on his way through to the final. McEnroe's taken the headband off. He played with first couple of sets.
Again, he loves that one down the middle, doesn't he? That's his 4th.
Generates a lot of power from just that back scratching position as well. That was a good solid first serve. Good pace.
Game point for Berger to level it at 1 game all.
French Pro racket, he buys those from Kmart, as you mentioned earlier. They're not in production anymore. So his dad looks around to see if he can get those rackets for him. Hasn't been able to find something else that he likes as well as that one. Another
one.
1 game all in the third set. Well, tonight on ESPN, more NFL football. Cincinnati will host Buffalo, rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. That will be at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Bills and the Bengals. Live here on ESPN. I love it. Football season is underway. 1 game all, third set.
You can't tell me you saw that one out.
Long.
That ball was right on the line.
Off the line. Long. I saw it.
God, that's a crappy ball.
Richard Coffin said that it was on the line, but up the line, which means it was too big, a little too long.
Well, he's calmed down, but he hasn't lost all that spark, has he? Oh, I tell you what, Berger whacked that one. Body line.
Berger just checking to see whether it was out. He cranked that one up and didn't hear a call because of the noise from the crowd. He hit that one straight at McEnroe.
Shay's got a kind of dour look about him. It doesn't look like he's having a lot of fun out there. I mean, it doesn't change his expression much either, but as we've said, off the court, he is one delightful man.
Tell you what, he's returning the McEnroe serve better than anybody else I've seen this year. McEnroe's been up there on his first serve percentage, 69, first set 63, the second set, so it's not as though he hasn't been serving well, but Berger's just had the reply.
Match is dead even in sets, in games, and in points.
I think McEnroe is serving better than he served all week, and he's having harder troubles holding than he's had all week.
Gee, there was no reason for that, was there? 1 set all, 1 game all, and now 50-30. For McEnroe now. Big point. Pretty all.
Come on.
Berger worked himself into an enviable position and McEnroe snatched it from him. Game point.
Both these fellas know they're doing a bit of work out there. Tough afternoon for both players. Not too many unforced errors. It's all been brilliant stroke making.
We're on serve in the third set. This is the corporate headquarters for Pan Am here in Indianapolis.
G'day, mate. Frankly, our place is real easy to find, but it's difficult to find the entrance. We'll give you a free gift for just getting here. Our store is the wholesale outlet for Browning Oldsmobile. Our prices are so low, you'd think they come from way down under. Come on in. I'd love to meet you, mate.
These two great players will share all they know about the shots and tactics that have made them winners.
We are going to tell you what we've learned over the years. Some big and little tips for success in tennis.
Tennis our way could be tennis your way.
Together, we'll show you how to get the most out of yourself and out of this great game.
Tennis Our Way, a 2.5-hour video cassette, just $39.95. Call now and get this program guide and handbook absolutely free. Tennis Our Way. Call 1-800-222-6920. That's 1-800-222-6920.
After you see this tennis today, you will see from Budapest, the Grand Prix of Hungary, Formula One racing, next here on ESPN. Indianapolis, Indiana is where we are. You're watching live the final of the GTE Championships, and that U.S. national hardcore title is at stake. 1-set or 2-1 for McEnroe on serve. He's playing against Jay Berger of the USA serving. Indianapolis, by the way, has been named a regional USTA training center, the third one of its kind. It is part of the U.S. effort to develop fine young players, and it has already shown dividends. 5 of the top 10 players in the world now from the U.S. National Institute for Fitness and Sport is just about 100 yards from here. Cycling velodrome, the natatorium, swimming facility also.
Right on the line. Shouldn't they call that? That's the other one? You really know what I'm talking about.
Game point for Berger.
Berger from the back of the court has just been rock solid. He just hasn't made too many errors from there at all, and he's not just keeping the ball in play. If McEnroe doesn't get the ball deep enough, he's had the ability to wrong foot his opponent and catch McEnroe by surprise on occasion.
Yeah, McEnroe's got to get back to getting into the net quickly, doesn't he? Because he will eventually hit a short ball. Berger can take advantage of. It is even again at 2 games all and 1 set apiece.
If you had to pinpoint one part of Berger's game, I'd have to say it's getting where he is in today's match is the serve. He's been under pressure when it's had to count. He's come up with the goods on the serve.
Yeah, but his return game too, Fred.
Yep.
They're even in excellence today. It's just remarkable.
Never been known as a big server though, and the strength of his game has always been the return.
The thing is, McEnroe's big strength, like Boris Becker's, has always been his ability to control the points from the first ball. On serve, on return to serve. Once you get into long rallies against a guy like Jay Berger, you tend to play defense. So, as we've been saying, McEnroe doesn't want to go into any kind of long rally with Berger. He's just standing toe-to-toe with McEnroe on serve games and on return games.
About 15.
McEnroe hasn't played too many three-setters in '89. Matter of fact, this is only his third. Berger's been out there longer. This is his eighth. Both have good records.
McEnroe was a finalist here last year. You saw that along with us on ESPN, I hope. He lost to Berger easily, 6-4, 6-2. Mind you that Stefan Edberg was the number 1 seed in the tournament, and he lost in the semi-final yesterday after you watched John McEnroe win his semi-final match over Eric Krickstein. Berger beat Edberg, who's still a little shaky on the hard courts. His first hard court tournament of the year, at least of the season. Beat him in straights.
McEnroe's first tournament on the hard courts for the season as well, because his first event since Wimbledon.
They've never played each other before, these two. If that would have made a difference in terms of strategy if they had. I think McEnroe knows he's got to try to get in as quickly as he can. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but 30 all, 2 games all, 1 set all.
The break point percentages are concerned, McEnroe's had 4 opportunities and only broke once. And Berger's won 1 of 2 break point chances. And now he's got another one.
Only the second double fault for McEnroe in the match, but that's a tremendously big point. Here's a break point, and as we know, McEnroe hasn't broken Berger in over an hour. So, what a chance for Jay Berger. Oh, he wanted a first serve on that one. He wanted a good call or a kind call. Still, I think it was a little bit out.
Berger has broken serve 20 times in the tournament. He's had 48 break points. It's not exactly, but it's close to 1 in 2. And here he has a second serve from McEnroe.
Okay, that's interesting there. I'll tell you why. Right now, John McEnroe did not serve and volley on a second serve on that break point for the first time in the match. So that just shows you what he feels about Jay Berger's return of serve, the respect that he has. Now, Jay Berger got into the volleying position, but just missed on the forehand volley. So a very interesting tactic there from McEnroe.
Yes. Interesting tactic from Berger too, coming in the first chance he got, really put the pressure on McEnroe, but of course Mac was up to it.
I think he's learned a lot this week, Berger, about what he can do on a faster court as far as his serve and volley game is concerned.
Dead even again, 2 games all deuce, 1 set apiece.
McEnroe did a good job. He played the ball up the center of the court for much of the point. Then once he got Berger on the run, opened up the court and made the smash for a winner. But if you play down the middle to Berger, you cut off his angles, which is where he's so strong.
What a big point it was too, wasn't it, Mary? Now it is game point for McEnroe. He's faced break point here and held on.
Stayed back on that second serve again. Last point. Let's see if he does it again.
Try to hurry that too. It's almost like he's saying to himself, I'm not sure if I should be staying back, and I'm sure not going to stay back for too long. And that time he hurried the forehand.
He's been, the last couple of days, McEnroe's been jumping off his backhand side. A little anxious. He pops off on the shot to sort of see where it's going. He hasn't done it much on the forehand. That's the first, as a matter of fact, I've seen today. It's sort of like a punter football who comes off his kick early, eager to see if he's gone through the goalpost. You can get a little anxious and do that, not finish your shot.
Well, he can't buy a first serve at the moment, McEnroe. The frustration has settled in. He's missed the last 4 or 5 first serves.
In the third set, as a matter of fact, McEnroe's down to 35%. Oof.
Yeah, on first serve, and he was up 70% in the first set, wasn't it? Break point, second one of this game for Berger.
That's number 9. What a time.
Toweling off that racket handle. It is warm out there. When we started out, it was 81 degrees. Now we're behind some plexipave and the sun's coming through. That it has heated up something awful in our commentary position.
Well, if it's plexiglass, if it's one plexipave, we're in all sorts of trouble here.
You can't see through it.
Line in on this court anymore. We play lines, and so I make sure I get it a few inches inside. How about making a decision that makes sense, all right? The line is in.
Looking for trouble.
Got awfully good eyes. Second serve, deuce. And another break point. Now, he's had a couple of altercations, as you know, with Rich Kaufman in the chair. He just has not yet got a warning, though, so he's kept himself just within bounds. There he is. Third break point of the game. Wasn't that big a serve?
No, but that's smart. Again, we've been saying it all day, but it's true. Berger loves pace. He had to generate his own pace on that spinny first serve, and he netted it.
Used for the 4th time, the longest game in the match so far. This one, and by far the most important.
You got it. Oh! What
Berger
a shot.
wants the call. He wants a wide call. He's not going to get it.
McEnroe barely able to reach this backhand. Did a great job in controlling, because a mishit forehand return. And pretty close. It looked as though it was inside the line. Berger at full stretch with the two-hander. Hits a pretty good shot. McEnroe takes that stutter step and really has to stretch. Good control with the wrist on that one.
Game point, but that one is wide. We're back to deuce. Freddie was a little lucky on that high backhand. I mean, for you to get an angle like that, as you said, just in the line, because it looked like it on the replay, but need a little bit of help on a shot like that at that important point. Deuce. Must hit high backhand. Must hit return high backhand volley. Toughest thing to do to wriggle out of that situation.
Oh, bad choice of shot there for McEnroe. This stage of a match.
Wasn't going to help him anyway, was it?
The drop shot, he's played it twice today, and he's got a 50% accuracy rate or winning points. He won one, lost one, but this stage of a match is a very tough shot to come up.
Especially against such a pumped-up Berger.
Exactly.
He would have tracked that down.
Low percentage play, every respect. Break point again.
Still, we don't miss any of those from up here. Pick the eyes out of those, and it's a lot tougher when you're down there making decisions on the court.
That double fault gives Jay Berger a break of serve. When we come back, he'll be serving at 3-2.
Of course you're expecting someone else. Here's news you weren't expecting. Remarkable sterling savings. Like low 4.9% financing on every 1989 Sterling 827.
Я вижу ее! Я вижу цель!
Sarge, I got two fighters. I'm scrambling 3.
-4!
Heading 240.
Korean Air 007.
They're chasing it. Whatever it is, they're chasing it.
Опустил!
Original movies. The biggest, the best. Nobody brings them home like HBO.
Here's your result from Livingston. Brad Gilbert making it 2 in a row and very nearly 3. Remember how much in control he was when he was playing against Tim Maillard in Washington. But nevertheless, 2 in a row, nearly 3 for Brad Gilbert. Boy, he's playing well on the hard courts.
Speaking of 2 in a row, McEnroe's last 2 double faults came in that long last game. The first was for a break point for Berger, and the second double fault, of course, was to lose that game. That could be the game that would haunt McEnroe if he was to lose this match.
3-2 Berger and serving. Thing is, Mary, what about that drop shot attempt to get him to that position?
Yeah.
Don't forget that one either.
Yeah, he might want to rethink that whole game now that.
Double fault.
But again, he's feeling that's only the third for Gilbert, for Berger. But again, McEnroe can't help but feel the pressure of Berger's excellence today. In the departments where McEnroe is so strong, Berger is coming up with the same steel. Return of serve.
Big test for him here. Got to get some first serves, and he's been serving so well.
Love 15. See, when you come in behind an approach like this, you're pretty much stuck in so watch this here.
He's off on this one. It's a short approach, but Berger's just been able to pick and choose the passing shots. He can go down the line or with a little bit more, he can snap that wrist over and go cross court.
How tough has Berger been on serve? Well, he's serving at 62%, and that's nice and high. You want to stay in the 60s, you're having a good serving day. But look how effective he's been. First serves, about 70%. Second serves, even higher. 69% points won.
Interesting, isn't it, that McEnroe has not been able to attack his second serve.
That was one of the keys going into this match for John.
30-15 now.
on the run. He's a long-time counterpuncher. He's used to having to scrape and scrap and hustle down good shots, and he's been doing it all day long against McEnroe as well. Look at this shot. Way beyond the baseline. And again, he's a man who finds the angles. The more angle you give him, the more he'll use it against you.
Game point, 2 of them. They go ahead 4-2 in the third set.
Two double faults in this game for Berger.
You know, one of the things that really helps Jay Berger on this court is that it bites a little more than that stadium court at the U.S. Open, for example. It's a little rougher on the top surface, so that high ball toss of his, the ball bites on that second serve of his, and that's why McEnroe is having difficulty attacking it.
The players are calling this one of the fastest courts they've played on all year. It's considered a fast, hard court. Right off the line.
Nevertheless, I judge that the U.S. Open court will be faster than this one here. Matter of taking some spin on the ball. Deuce.
Big chance for McEnroe. A look at his second serve at deuce. He hasn't broken Berger since the last game of set 1.
Look at that. It's long. And upset Jay Berger. He's got to watch it with those frames of his because he doesn't have that many. As a matter of fact, he has bent it. That frame of his is bent. It's out of alignment. I'm not sure that he knows it.
I used to use that racket clip as well, but all you got to do is give it a bit of a whack on the other side and it comes back again.
Break point.
Nice hold there. He made, as a matter of fact, when he played Tim Mayotte, Berger whacked his racket, and then to readjust it, he put his foot to his racket and applied some pressure to it, and a lot of the people in the audience laughed to see it. You know, you think of these players treating their rackets like gold and high tech and all this, and then you see Berger adjusting it with his foot.
Deuce. Again.
That's a big deal, because once again, McEnroe was given a second serve.
Had a look over that one too, and he said no, fell back on McEnroe's side.
He's just not able to punish the second serve like you would like to be able to.
Chance for a 4-2 lead in the final set. Jay Berger.
Jay Berger holds on 4 games to 2 as he set Mary in the third set. Formula One racing, remember, from Budapest in Hungary will immediately follow the tennis.
This is exciting stuff though. This is Jay Berger got that big first serve. He didn't hesitate and hang back to hit a forehand. He chased down that. He wanted to get in and hit that overhead. Nail it. Bounce it up nearly into the stand.
Local time here in Indianapolis is 4:23, although this is on Eastern time zone. They make no concession to daylight savings here. One of the few places in the country that doesn't.
can see Jay Berger checking the racket. Let me have another look at that.
I think he should. I mean, he whacked that thing hard, and you can see that it's slightly out of alignment.
Top right-hand corner of the racket.
It had been in, isn't it?
It's aluminum though, so that helps them. It's a lot more forgiving than some of the other composites and graphites they use these days. Nice serving from McEnroe.
Might have been in pieces.
Oh yeah. Berger said on playing McEnroe, he's a guy I respect so much. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to have the opportunity to play him. How's he going to feel if he beats him? Surely the biggest thrill of his career.
And a few big wins, as we've said this year. At the French, he beat Jimmy Connors, and in Italy, he beat Mats Wilander, who is still the U.S. Open champ.
Again, he likes that high ball, doesn't he, Berger? He knows what to do with it. He's got the good grip for it. He's a big guy. He's over 6 feet tall, so he's got the height to handle that stuff, too. And because he likes to swing out so much, he gets his shoulders behind his forehand and backhand.
It's been a long time since McEnroe's had his second serve and dealt with such severity as that last forehand.
Oh, there it goes. Berger's going to have to go get himself another frame.
He needed another one anyway. That one was spent, so he said, might as well break the string. Go and get another one.
Strings them tightly too, doesn't he?
He's likely to go through 3 or 4 rackets. In the early stages of the season, when he was in Europe on the clay, it was a joke. Prince Pro, that's the racket he used. You can hear how tightly that thing is strung. He used to go through 4 or 5 rackets in a match. And the stringers over there were working overtime. They couldn't believe the tension when he got those things done up.
Don't bother back in it. Try and buy one. There are not too many of them left.
What a good frame.
Game point for McEnroe.
Amazing when he changes rackets, he seems to be able to find another good one.
I think that one is better than the one he's been using, I tell you, because it was out of alignment for sure. The fact that the string broke properly helped him somehow. Game point. McEnroe holds on. Jay Berger will serve when we come back, leading with the serve break 4-3. 1 set all here in the final championship match of the hard courts.
Say, you like nature? A home aquarium lets you enjoy beautiful fish in a natural setting. Fascinating, educational entertainment for the whole family. And for your aquarium, there's nothing better than world-famous Tetra products.
Be a part of Tetra's wonderful world of tropical fish. If fish could talk,
we'd ask for Tetra.
Now at Tiki's, get your 60-gallon aquariums for only $59.99. That's Tiki's Tropical Fish and Exotic Pets in the city of Bellflower.
Cable means business. More business for your business. With cable, you can show potential customers your products and services right in their living room with all the color, sound, and excitement that only television can offer. From cars to clothing, home improvement to healthcare, real estate to restaurants, cable means business. Call our ad sales office today and find out how you can increase your bottom line without spending more money. It can be done. Many businesses are already doing it because cable means business.
Final stages of this match. Berger leading 4 games to 3, and he'll serve.
We have the stroke comparison here in the third set. What has happened? You see John McEnroe there, 6 winners, and it's the unforced errors that have been the problem in the third set here. And Jay Berger, on the other hand, he's just blistered a bunch of winners, mainly off the forehand, off the return of serve, and on the passing shots. And that's the reason he has the break.
If he can hold on here, it will get him to where he's just 1 game from the title.
It's really at this point a calculated risk to go for that good a return of serve, but it's what McEnroe was able to do for an entire set against Aaron Crixine. And at this point, this desperate moment of the match, he's got to come up with that kind of tennis against Berger. Again, he attacks right down the middle of the court, so Berger's left with no angle. He tries a lob and didn't have much control over it, and that returns. Not only was it right down the middle, but it was also so deep. The length is what beat Berger on that.
McEnroe's put back on a headband around his head. Had it off for quite some time.
Of 30.
Door opens a little right now.
That's very good for McEnroe. And he has 3 break points.
And it's Jay Berger who decides that he's got to come in on this short ball. It's not a good approach shot. It's inside that service line, and John McEnroe could have done pretty much anything he liked with that one. But he had to make the shot under pressure, and he did.
Dream return game for McEnroe. Absolute best he's put together all afternoon. Berger, remember, has held 8 straight service games.
3 break points now. We are even up. 1 break apiece here in the third set. It is 4 games all. Mentioned that Jay Berger lost early in Washington to Jim Grab at Stratton. He lost to Schneider in the round of 32, so it hasn't been that good a start to the hard court season for him. He sure has turned things around here in Indianapolis.
Isn't this something? 10 aces, and I hadn't sensed that McEnroe was going to win this match since the first set. And now, gosh, it's tough to bet against him. He's taken 10 of the last 12 points.
And another ace. So 11 for McEnroe.
And you can really tell which side the crowd are on. It's crowd support, and the crowd support could very well carry him through here against young Jay Berger.
Dirty low. And another first serve for McEnroe. Let's see, he's won the last 7 points at least, plus the game before that he won the last 2 points for McEnroe on a roll now. Ten. That is out, and McEnroe is ahead of the set. 5 games to 4, so now when we come back, Berger will serve to try to stay in this thing.
What is the taste of dry? It's bold, clean, and less sweet. The taste of dry is Michelob Dry, brewed longer, so taste after taste. There's just no aftertaste. Michelob Dry, bold taste with no aftertaste.
For 1989, we've made the Range Rover faster to respond better on the highway. To get you to the back more quickly. with Jaguars who run for their money, or simply to get you up to your country home faster.
This is the GTE U.S. Hardcore Championships. We're in the final moments. McEnroe leads at 5-4. There is tournament director Mark Miles. He has done nothing less than a truly outstanding job here. Bumpy Fraser is from Cincinnati, actually, but he's down here representing the USTA. And then we've got Vaughn Bryson, who is, as you see, the executive VP of Eli Lilly and Company, a big, big supporter. They are, of course, sponsors of the event, along with the major sponsors. There you saw Mr. Porno. The major sponsors are GTE, of course. Now, it is Berger serving. No longer ahead in this set as he has been for so long. Trailing 4-5.
McEnroe has won the last 10 points in a row as he nails this forehand volley, and it's only the agility from Jay Berger that can get to it. But McEnroe, good net coverage, crowds the net here. Watch, there's the stretch. Watch what he does here, though. He moves forward on this next one. He's only about 6 feet from the net. Of 15.
Jay Berger's shoes, you feel like you've really got your teeth into this match, and then suddenly McEnroe takes control. He just will not be denied. He's doing exactly what he wanted to do theoretically at the beginning of the match. Attack the serve and get into the net.
Yeah, he's won 14 of the last 16 points, 11 straight. For McEnroe, he was down. He lost that long service game when Jay Berger broke the lead 3-2. Berger then held in another long battle to consolidate that break to 4-2. McEnroe's come back.
Love 30. McEnroe is 2 points from the match. That is one heck of a display from John McEnroe, the number 6 player in the world, and climbing. He won the last 13 points of the match over Jay Berger of the USA. Was in all kinds of trouble. A break of serve down in the third set. Then he came back and was awesome with behind that kind of tennis. Is there anybody in the world, Fred, that can take care of him?
Quite an incredible turnaround as you look at the final score, 6-4, 4-6, 6-4 to McEnroe, and he started off brilliantly. And Jay Berger, you've got to give Jay Berger a lot of credit, gutsy little competitor, and when he broke serve to lead 3-2 and then consolidated that situation, He went round 4-2 thinking I may have this one in my back pocket. Suddenly, 4 games in a row, and McEnroe is the GTE U.S. hardcourt champion for 1989.
Also take home a little check for 51,000 scooters, and that's not going to hurt his bank account any, although that is not the major thing as far as he is concerned. Well, as you can see, he's downstairs now there with Mary Carrillo, so let's go down there, Mary.
Thanks, Cliffy. Tremendous effort, John. After Berger held 8 straight times, you finally got that key break in the third. Why was it so tough, and how did you do it?
Well, he served a lot better than I expected. He mixes his serves up well, and I kept thinking I was going to get on his serve, and I just kept missing the shots, or he came up with big shots, and then I started feeling a little bit tired towards the end, and I just said, I just got to pump myself up, and then I really changed the racket. It was a little bit tighter, and I just shortened up my grip a little bit and just said, listen, just make sure you get it in, make him hit great shots, and then everything just clicked the last 4 games.
Your 75th title with the U.S. Open just 2 weeks away, a tournament you won 4 times. Is that good enough to win the Open? Is that kind of tennis, could that do it for you?
The last 4 games would, but I need to play that way more often. I got to give Berger a lot of credit. I mean, he showed me a lot today. This is a quick court, and he's basically known as a clay court player, and I feel he adapted his game extremely well, and he was quite dangerous. He's a guy, this can be a force. He's a dangerous player, and I just need to concentrate better throughout the match. But I mean, sometimes when it's this hot, it's difficult to do that.
Well done, John. Back upstairs to Cliffy.
Thank you, Mary. The guy is in all kinds of trouble in the third set. He wins 13 straight points to win the championship here in Indianapolis. The GTE U.S. Hardcourt Championships have been brought to you by Kodacolor Gold Film. Show your true colors. And by HBO, the biggest, the best. Nobody brings it home like HBO. This final score again, 6-4 in the third set to John McEnroe. For the fiery one, Fred Stolle and Mary Carrillo, I'm Cliff Drysdale. Thanks a lot for joining us, folks. Now, we'll see you on Thursday from Montreal. In fact, we'll be there through the finals next weekend. That's next Sunday. So join us for that, please. Thanks a lot for joining us here today. And we wish you a very good day, and goodbye, everybody.